Amazon this week secured broadcast license rights to the NFL's Thursday night football games. And the other thing, they're now starting to sell merch through Amazon Music. And you're much, much more the music aficionado than I am. Like, what do you think here?
Okay, well, I have two questions. One, is there a reason to have cable anymore? And two, what's the over-under on how many more Prime members they're going to be in 2022 than what Amazon is forecasting? Amazon says that they're going to have 153 million Prime members in 2022. And I think that it's something that we have to take a very close look at. 119 million people have cable. I wonder how many more we're going to see move that budget amount over to becoming a Prime member who aren't already. So really closely going to be watching that. But then this musicians thing, and Emma, I know you've got some experience in this, so I want to get your take too. I think this is super smart selling the merch, but why stop there, Amazon? Like, to me, this should go even further beyond the musician's own merchandise. Like, I want to go see Gucci Mane's store on Amazon of all of his favorite things from all the videos. I want to buy the swimsuits that the ladies are wearing in the video. I want to buy his sweatshirts, like his shoes, whatever. Like, this should not be limited to just the musicians' merch. And I think that this could like completely explode if they could start to get people like that are.
Do you want to buy it from Amazon too, Ann? Do you want it? Because it's like so easy. Like if you're already in there, like why wouldn't you just want it quickly from all these platforms versus like having to go through some new e-commerce setup, right? That's the crazy thing about this story to me.
Yeah, they definitely have this cornered because of that Amazon experience. I mean, I think Spotify and some of the others that are doing this with musicians merch is one thing, especially over the course of the last year when a lot of the musicians depended on that revenue because they couldn't be out touring. But I would say like the ability to expand the universe beyond just merch is pretty impressive, and somewhere that Amazon, I think, is uniquely positioned to dominate. But Emma, tell us about your experience. What do you think about this?
I think it is so cool. Nobody is quite doing this merch game in terms of music the way that Amazon is. Spotify, you still have to go to a separate website to actually purchase merch that you might see on the app. But you definitely are onto something with a full-on like artist shop of all their favorite things and whatnot. However, the Amazon Music and the Merch by Amazon teams are two entirely separate entities, and they don't necessarily always work together. And that's something I think they really need to kind of up, because you can't get any video on the Amazon Music app. But in terms of like Merch by Amazon, everything is print on demand. It shows up in 2 days. It's truly like an incredible beast that they're creating. And it also, something that I've learned that's super important is that this prompts people to buy actually like officially licensed apparel from an artist or a musician rather than all the other hundreds of bootlegs you can find on Amazon's regular website. So I'm all over this. I think that this can be something really, really cool, especially if they start getting into like video and having like influencer features and whatnot on the app.
They're so far ahead of the game. That point you brought up too about like custom content too, and like what we've talked, and like your 3D fitting experience. Remember that? Like, yeah, all this can come together. Like, let's not forget the NFL side of this story too. Like, it's the same thing there, right? People are rabid followers about their NFL teams too, and so Fanatics has owned this space. It's quite possible that there's already Matt Bowen, friend of OmniTalk's, been sending me stuff all week. Like, they're already talking of ties of different merchandise, that the NFL might do with Amazon, and who knows where that goes. And like, do you get into the custom design side of things here on demand as you need to? Like, this is massive. Like, it got me thinking, like, the idea social commerce is kind of the buzzword, and Christ, we've used it a lot. I don't think that's the right word. Like, I actually think it's more like content commerce or media commerce. Like, that's really what it's about. It's not the social aspect. It's more of what content we're consuming that's now conjoined at the hip with commerce. And that's not just like us talking to each other socially, like on a Facebook app or, something like that. It's more now everything. And like, what media are we consuming? And that's where commerce is going to happen. So, man, this is just, they're just so strong and powerful. I think we all know that, but geez Louise. And is your tinfoil hat like sparking? Like, do you need to like stay away from the microwave today, or like, how are you feeling?
No, I'm good. This is fun. I like this cat. I mean,
that you love, right? You're like kind of like, yeah, bring it to me. Like, I want that.
I think this makes sense. Like, this is an offering that's providing more benefit then it's bringing in risk, I would say.
Yeah, and not to go off too far to tangent, but like we had a lot of questions on the healthcare thing last week too. Like, well, what will that do to the quality of like medicine and thing? And then you get to think about it, you're like, well, it's actually not that different. Like, what are you going to get at a Minute Clinic now, and who's providing that for you, right? This actually just makes things easier for you.